convicted sex offender was granted bond by a Richmond judge today on charges that he lied on his sex offender registry.
Our Cameron Thompson has the latest information and tells us how it connects to cases in Chesterfield and Fairfax counties. Cam?
Yeah, Leland, that's because along with the case here in Richmond court, he's facing additional charges in Chesterfield County and is at the center of a communication issue regarding Chesterfield County and Fairfax County for the case that he was convicted of that led him to have to register as a sex offender in the first place.
After a brief hearing Friday, 50-year-old Darren Thornton was granted bond related to 4 charges he faces from Virginia State Police, alleging he provided false information on his sex offender registry. Thornton was convicted of solicitation of prostitution from a minor in March 2022, stemming from a November 2020 arrest in Chesterfield County sting operation. It's alleged when he registered as a sex offender this past June, he was self-employed, but was actually on unpaid leave as a school counselor in Fairfax County. Family members for Thornton were in court and told the judge they'd ensure he returns for his next hearing. CBS 6 legal analyst Todd Stone says granting bail in a case like this is common.
These offenses are not considered violent offenses, and they're also not such aggravated offenses that people generally tend to flee the jurisdiction and not come back to court.
The case Thornton was convicted of has also been the focus of communication issues between Chesterfield, where it happened, and Fairfax, where he was employed. Chesterfield police say when they learned of his job, they called Fairfax and asked who to email to let them know about his arrest. But the emails they were given were incorrect and bounced back. But those bounce back emails were sent to spam and unnoticed by police. The issue was brought to light when Thornton was once again arrested in Chesterfield this past June when he was caught in a prostitution sting. Police say they recognized Thornton, issued a summons and released him, but also discovered he was still employed by Fairfax schools and called them. This led to Thornton being placed on leave and was eventually fired earlier this month, but again after he registered as a sex offender and said he was self-employed. In Friday's court hearing, the judge mentioned to prosecutors he thought there was something going on in Chesterfield, but the prosecutor said they were only aware of the 2020 case and conviction. Afterward, the Commonwealth's attorney told CBS 6 her prosecutor was unaware of the news charges because they had not been entered into what's known as the Virginia Criminal Information Network, or VCIN. She added they would not appeal the bond. Todd Stone says it's not uncommon for prosecutors to not be aware of cases in other jurisdictions and rely on VCIN to let them know, adding because Thornton was issued a summons, it wasn't required to be entered at this point.
The burden arises in the case of someone released on a summons like this at the end of the process, at the point where they go to trial and they're found guilty or acquitted, or if it's deferred for a period of time under like a first offender statute.
Now, Thornton told the court he does have his own attorney, and there is a status hearing for September 9th in the Richmond case where they will set a date for trial. His next appearance in Chesterfield County Court on those new charges is September 29th. Working for you in Richmond, Cameron Thompson, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Cam. And we spoke with Chesterfield Police Chief Jeffrey Katz about the communication issues that happened. Here's how he says the department will act in the future.
It's an anomaly, but it's an important thing to learn from. So, one of the things that I've directed our staff to do is when we're working these operations, the supervisor in charge of that operation, if we come upon someone that's in a sensitive public position, we'll make a call at the operation. Like, we're not even going to wait 24 hours to do it. We're going to make a call right then. We'll follow it up with an email.